Hey folks, Sue Borrelli with We Say Sold here. I am at the airport on my way to go see my daughter. Her husband's going to be gone for the weekend and she's very, very pregnant, so going to make sure everything's okay and help her with a few things, but wanted to just give you some travel tips. When I'm at the Sanford Airport, a lot of people know Orlando International Airport, and they go to Disney, and that's usually the airport they fly into. But at Sanford Airport, it's you can get there anywhere from Brevard in like 30 to 90 minutes, I would say. There's flights that go for pretty inexpensive, although you have to pay for extra baggage. I have a lot of bags to bring, but I'm only going for a weekend, and it's actually considered a personal item. It fits under the seat of the plane. Plus it's convenient not having to wait for your bag to come off the plane and down the conveyor belt and so forth. So here I put on my app called Waze, W-A-Z-E. It'll take you around any detours or alert you to any traffic jams, accidents, things like that. So that's one of my travel tips. This flight happens to go, this is Allegiant Airlines, so they happen to go to Wisconsin, where I have family, North Carolina, where I have family. So it goes to a lot of different places, and as I mentioned, it's an economy flight, so the seats aren't horribly comfortable, but where I'm going, the flights are relatively short. So another tip for you: take the Allegiant flight if you can. They do have some flights out of Melbourne, which is right in Brevard County, but a credit card that you can get. It's called the Allegiant Always card. And with this card, you get points and you get free beverage on every flight. So it can be an alcoholic beverage, or it can be a soda, a juice, whatever you choose, coffee. I usually get a Fresca. I love Fresca, so that's usually what I end up getting, and it's very refreshing. Other travel tips: hopefully, if you fly a lot, you know that you should keep your liquids separate and your laptop separate if you're bringing in electronics. Not all airlines will require you to take those out of your bag anymore. Depending on what kind of scanners they have, how updated they are, sometimes you're allowed to leave your shoes on, leave your laptop in your bag, leave your liquids in your bag. So it all depends on the airport, but I'm always prepared just in case with those things. I never remember which way I have to do it and which way I don't have to do that. So it's just a good idea to be prepared for that. Make sure your containers are an ounce or less for your liquids. So, and you put them in a baggie. I like having small packages to roll around. I do have a little tiny bag that I travel with, and that's so I can just tuck it in my other bag, and I don't have two personal items, I just have one. I actually am parked in the economy lot because I'm only gone for a couple days, and it costs like $15 a day, but driving back and forth, it's not just one trip to the airport and back if you get a ride. Good idea to park in the economy lot. You can see a lot of people park here. They have a shuttle place you can wait out of the sun or in the sun if you so choose. Sometimes in the winter it's nice to wait in the sun, and the shuttle will come pick us up here in just a few minutes. Here's our shuttle here. Hi. Gonna grab a seat. We had a lot of travelers today. Okay, so obviously you want to make sure your vehicle's all working okay the night before, and make sure you have the gas tank filled up, or allow extra time in the morning. Make sure you're planning for that, so you can stop for gas if you need it. I happen to have had some car problems yesterday, so I'm thankful that it was yesterday and not today on the way to the airport. So we had to switch vehicles at home, and it's working out okay. So most of the airlines now, probably all of them, have apps that you can download, and then you don't have to worry about printing out your boarding pass. You just 24 hours before you check in, and you can just bring up your boarding pass on your phone when you get there, but make sure you got a charger with you. That's another good tip, because if your phone goes dead, you're going to have a little bit more of a hassle. They'll work it out. Airlines are pretty friendly. But another tip with the parking is to take note where you're parking. Sometimes you can take a picture of the row number on your phone, or what I like to do and what I did today is just kind of park kind of close to where the shuttle's going to be dropping us off on the way back. So if you are planning to, or have the opportunity to go to the Melbourne airport, depending on how far you have to go, you may want to just even take an Uber to the airport. It's not probably a lot less expensive than parking your car there. into all gates and ticketing. I don't have to mess with ticketing because remember I checked in online 24 hours ago, or almost 24 hours ago. It's from when your flight leaves. Here's the Orlando airport. Over there yet for checking luggage, but they can get pretty bad, and then you'll be ahead of the game by not having any luggage to check. Go up the escalator to get to security. Nightmares about Crocs. Don't wear your Crocs on the escalator, or be careful if you do. Security line, and like I said, make sure that your laptops or any electronics are handy, and that your liquids are handy as well. It looks like we are going to have to take those out here, so we'll see you on the other side of security. This the recombobulation area. You can put your bags back together, and as opposed to discombobulation, right? Got my slip-on shoes. That's another tip for you in case you need to take your shoes off. Check your departure and see what gate you're at. And let's go. You'll see here that it's a pretty small airport. There's 2 wings in the airport. They just have one giant waiting area here. You can see that not a lot of people are flying today for whatever reason. German restaurant. Nice little courtyard eating area. An aspirin, drink. Gonna get that last minute souvenir. Want some snacks for the plane. Books over here. Yep, everything in this little store. Good. Buying these things. More souvenirs, more snacks. Of course, it's always a good idea before you get on the plane to go here. I was just sitting here enjoying some snacks that I bought at one of these shops, but you know, a lot of times I just try to bring an apple or something along. You can't bring anything liquid through security, but they'll let you bring like fruit or something that doesn't have liquid in it. I did see they made some guy. He had a salad. He had some other things in a bag that they made him throw away, but any little ready-made meals, that's fine. You can bring that through security. I also make sure I have because sometimes they can be pretty cold. So make sure you just have a light sweater that's easy to travel with, doesn't wrinkle very easily or really at all, and it's warm enough to keep me warm on the flight. So. If you are going out of Orlando, expect that you're going to have a little more traffic, so check your blind spots and all that kind of good stuff, but the flights go to a lot more different places from Orlando. It's more of a major hub, so that's an advantage, but make sure that you allow enough time in Orlando. They always recommend 2 hours before your flight. You might even allow a little bit more in Orlando for that. You have to get on a shuttle and you go, it's been a while since I flew out of there now, but you have to get on a shuttle, and that takes you to the terminal, so it takes a little while. And if you got to park your car, it's a little bit more expensive, but there's also some economy lots that are not part of the airport where they will you can park there for less expensive, and then they'll have a shuttle that takes you over. But again, make sure you're allowing that kind of time for those things. If somebody's picking you up in Orlando after your flight lands and you're coming back home to Brevard County, make sure that they're also thinking about that time, that extra time to get off the shuttle, and if you have bags to go get. There's a cell lot in most airports, Stanford included, have a cell lot where you can, person lands and they can notify you, well, I'm at baggage claim now, or then you can head over and start picking up, because they're not going to let you park in front of the airport at the doors and arrivals and wait for a person. They'll shoo you on and tell you keep going. So, and pretty much, getting to Brevard County is quick. It's a little more than an hour from the Orlando airport to where I live in Brevard County, and there's other places that are actually closer. So hope that helps, and if you need any more travel advice, gosh, I feel like I gave you a lot, but maybe I missed something. If you think of something else, put it in the comments. Bye.